Mark and Joyce, that's right. It was very emotional. Alongside the mayor was a family personally impacted by the opioid epidemic. In fact, we heard from a mother who lost her son to a fentanyl overdose less than 6 months ago. She remembered him as a straight-A student whose life was cut short by one wrong decision.
I hope that by speaking out that it will help save other people's lives and continue to be inspiring to have continued preventative and just elevation of the standards of how we are with each other in this world.
A mother's hope the drug-related death of her son Gabe was not in vain. The 17-year-old died after he unknowingly took a fentanyl-laced counterfeit prescription pill in September of last year. Deborah Savran reached out to the mayor of Seattle after her son's death, demanding something be done.
In 2018, Seattle Police Department seized 187 fentanyl pills or fentanyl-laced pills, 187 for all of 2018. In 2019, we seized 220,000. And in 2020 to date, we're not even through January, over 40,000.
This morning, Mayor Jenny Durkan announced new efforts to raise awareness regarding fentanyl and counterfeit pills. The mayor laid out a plan to hold a series of naloxone training sessions to distribute hundreds of city-purchased kits of naloxone, also known by the brand name Narcan. This nasal spray can be used to reverse an opioid-involved overdose.
We want to increase access to the life-saving drug, Narcan, so the city will be purchasing 700 new Narcan kits. And we will making sure that we will work with our partners in the Seattle Public Schools and across the city to make sure those are available in those places where the people who may use the drugs may be located.
Gabe's family says within weeks of reaching out to the mayor, an entire team met with them for thoughts on how to deal with the crisis.
I'm really grateful to Mayor Durkan and all her amazing staff for understanding the urgency and just being so compassionate and responsive.
The family is hopeful these efforts will help save another family from an untimely death resulting from drugs. And those training sessions I mentioned on how to administer Narcan, they will be done by representatives from the Alcohol and Drug Abuse Institute at the University of Washington, as well as the Washington State Department of Health. Joyce and Mark, back to you.